Hi. Yesterday I learned 5 questions, but made only 4 videos. Today I will tell you about the fifth question, which is the sentence and the phrase structural classification of sentences. So, let's start. The sentence is a group of words which expresses a complete idea or thought. Yeah, and there are several classifications of sentences. The first one is declarative. Its aim is just to give information. For example, you can't rely on him. Then we have interrogative. Its aim is to ask a question, to ask for information. Interrogative sentences usually, always end with a question mark, and they can begin with words, with question words like why, when, where, etc. For example, what are you doing right now? Then we have imperative sentences. Their aim is to urge somebody to do something, and here we can have commands, advice, or requests. Go to the bathroom. And we have also exclamatory sentences. Their aim is just to express different emotions, like what a lovely day. Then we have there are members of the sentence. So the first one is the subject, which is a person or a thing, and usually it is the doer of the action. For example, Joe is a good boy. In the sentence, Joe is the subject. Then we have the predicate. Yeah, the predicate tells us something about the verb. It expresses the action. And it's always expressed by a verb or a verb construction, maybe. For example, Joe is a good boy. In this sentence, is a good boy is the predicate. Then we have direct object. Direct object, what is it? It's a person or a thing which is affected by the verb. For example, he broke the window. The window is the direct object. Then we have an indirect object. Indirect object is a person or a thing that the action is done to or for. For example, I gave my mother the flowers. My mother is an indirect object, and indirect object often goes before the direct object. So then we have adverb, which tells us how and under what circumstances the action happens. For example, I always, how and when, how and under what circumstances. For example, I always meet her at a cafe. Always here is an adverb. And the last one is attribute. Attribute expresses some qualities of the noun, of the subject, not of the subject, of the noun. For example, a large group of students, large is attribute. And it's expressed by an adjective always. Then we have types of sentences. Simple sentences consist only of one verb and only of one subject and one predicate, and other members of the sentence. For example, I always go to school at 8 a.m. Then we have elliptical sentences. Elliptical sentences are such sentences where we can omit one member of the sentence, but the meaning will remain clear. For example, Mary plays the guitar and Pete the violin. So we omitted plays. We didn't say it for the second time. Then we have compound sentences, which consist of two independent parts. Two independent parts connected with a coordinating conjunction, or and for, etc. And in every clause there is a subject and a predicate. And then we have complex sentences, which consist of two clauses, the main clause and the subordinate clause. And here, and the main clause and the subordinate clause are connected with a conjunction. It can be if, since, before, that, etc. And yes, and each clause has a subject and a predicate. For example, he loves. Tom went to bed early because he was very tired. That's all.